877-42-LIBERTY.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Without a strong IT partner, your business ends up overspending, underperforming, wearing too many hats, complicating your work, and more. Applied Connective Technologies can help with experts in every facet of technology. If it plugs in, powers on, or charges up, they're your people. Imagine being able to call one team for all your technology solutions rather than a village of vendors and providers. For all your needs in managed IT and cybersecurity, phone systems, physical security, infrastructure, and audio or video, head to appliedconnective.com to better your business today. All right, it's time for Final Jeopardy. It's been a tight contest today that all comes down to this final question. No summer picnic or family get-together or trip to the lake is complete without this particular item. Let's go first to Bob.
What is beer?
No, that's not it. Think about the kids. Over to you, Farley.
What is corn on the cob?
Tough to grill that on a boat. Wrong again. Grace, this time for the win.
What is Bure's cheese spread?
We have a winner! Bure's cheese spread, available in most local grocers in Nebraska. Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today. Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in June. Try any of their delicious breakfast burritos or sandwiches for a great summer breakfast with the family. And don't forget, 10% of all Karma Latte sales in June go to the Casa for Lincoln County. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Hey guys, it's Bill Bush. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty has opened a new location in Pender, Nebraska, in addition to their office in Lincoln. The real estate world can be confusing, so why wouldn't you want an expert helping you every step of the way? If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, or Iowa, give Ethan Sorensen a call today at 402-380-0432 or visit them online at nextagrealestate.com. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty with locations in Lincoln and now Pender, Nebraska.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. We'll see decreasing cloud cover throughout the day with an afternoon high around 88. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms late, otherwise mostly cleared with the low around 66. Tomorrow, we'll see a chance of showers and storms throughout the day, the high around 83. Meteorologist Kyle Cook for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and right now they are offering huge, and I mean huge discounts at Koppel. Get over $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing on select Sierras or Silverados, plus Costco members receive another $1,000 off. Yes, that's happening right now in Louisville, $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing. You pick what works for you. Costco members, please contact us at the store or at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit must trade and finance.
Welcome to The Drive with AD Raff and Ahman Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska eSports coach, Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Brought to you by Sand Hills Global on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. The first hour is proudly sponsored by Sand Hills Global. Sand Hills Global is looking to fill 100 new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Career and internship opportunities are available at the global headquarters in Lincoln. Apply today at sandhills.jobs. Got it. Boom. What's up, Nick Sainert?
Oh, hello, Chris Raff. How's it going? I heard the echo for a moment because I'm all by myself and there's nobody in here to bounce the sound off of.
Well, yeah, I'm down in Alabama, so just hanging out, just enjoying life.
Well, that's good. How was the flight yesterday?
It was smooth. Luckily, I got out of Omaha just in time. It sounded like last night it got a little crazy down at Eppley Airfield.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, there was some wind, there was some storms, there was some hail. Yeah, it was some pretty crazy stuff yesterday in Omaha. I know we were supposed to get storms overnight at like 1 p.m., 1:30 in Lincoln. I was out. I was sleeping. I don't know what happened. I've already talked about. I've told folks that like I struggle like waking up for important events and stuff, and I'm not sure if I don't know if it stormed last night or whatever. So
I have the question of the day that needs to be asked.
What's that?
Did you win?
I bingoed twice.
Yeah. So you made some money?
I bingoed twice. Yeah. I did not make, I mean, yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, a little bit, but not a whole lot. So it was a little
superstition worked where you watered the money.
Yeah. Watered the money. Yep. We threw a little water on that money and it ended up, paying off for us. So
congratulations.
Thank you.
Ahman Green in the house.
What's up? Good morning. Good morning. Congratulations, Nick. Getting some bingos.
Yeah. I love bingo. One of the times though I had to split it with 14 winners. So
that happened.
It was like a bingo. It was like $100 between 14 winners. So it was, less than $10. So
yeah.
It's a little disappointing. But anyway, guys, jam-packed Tuesday night in sports. Holy smokes. The diabolical actions of the Texas Longhorns.
Diabolical is right. That's Texas sports, though. Oh my God.
It is fascinating what all transpired over the course of, I don't know, a little over 24 hours over the last 2 days, I suppose, since Monday night in the post-game press conference and all the details coming out. I know we're going to talk about that at 9, so we have to hold off on that. But then also something that kind of went under the radar that a lot of people maybe have missed was the NCAA D1 Council made some changes to staff and to recruiting calendars and things like that. So we're going to dive into that. There's a lot to get to. I think AD's joining us at some point, correct?
Yeah, he said he jumped on in here in a minute. Yeah, I was laughing yesterday. I was flying to Alabama, and I went through Charlotte first, and my entire plane, probably 75%, Tennessee orange, baby.
Oh yeah,
of course. They had an extra couple days.
Yeah, they were all flying back. They're pretty proud of themselves. There was a lot of "Ain't it great to be a Tennessee Vol?" and
I bet.
Oh, they were singing the songs.
The
chants on the plane.
He just kept on saying it. I was like, all right, after the 5th time, you can let it go, brother. Let it go.
How about this, guys? If you're not on the video stream, you need to get over there because we have this doesn't happen very often. Quad box. We have quad box on the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream. AD joins us from what looks to be a very fancy hotel in St. Louis. I mean, I had never seen a hotel that's got floor to ceiling windows. So
floor to ceiling.
My hotel looked like a jail cell last week.
Oh, man.
5-star
Hey, Raff, you better watch it. You're gonna be back in that town.
Raff's lamp was flickering in and out, and AD said, "Hold on, I don't do lamps. I just do natural light."
Oh my goodness!
hey, this time it won't cut off though, man. You see out there?
No! That is. I almost
nice.
From your hotel room.
That's the Cardinal Stadium, correct?
Yeah.
That's a little promenade area outside the stadium.
Their game last night, they apparently what they did was they did like some first pitch award or some like ceremony, threw the tarp back on the field and canceled the game because of the storms.
Oh man.
They were you guys were talking about flights, and dude, the weather. I was texting Raff back and forth because we're both in the airports, man.
Yeah.
Raff, being on the East Coast, you got lucky in Charlotte because in Denver, I was supposed to be here by 7. Man, I didn't get here until like 10 o'clock.
Wow. So when did you do your late night St. Louis tour? At like midnight last night?
Dude, I got in and I was wide awake and I was still on, mountain time because I was there for 4 or 5 days and had all that energy from just being up. And so I walked, the stadium, as you can see, is basically across the street. And then the Arc is just up there, a block and a half. And so I just walked around, grabbed some food. And I love St. Louis, though, too, man. Big shout out to Kenny Wilhite. I didn't get a chance to go to those restaurants. They was all closed by the time I even landed, man.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing open, but the restaurant down here in the hotel was open for late. And there was it was packed with Cardinal fans. I mean, just packed because it's so close. But I walked around last night, and that was the first time, though, that I actually took the time to look at all the different statues in front of the stadium, in front of Busch Stadium, and to see them. So it was pretty cool, man. But, yeah, man, flights were bad yesterday. I know, Nick, you guys are talking about it, man, but I was seeing a number of people on social media this morning that literally slept in Chicago.
Yeah.
Buddy of mine, John Ostrich, him and his family slept in Chicago. Other folks I knew slept in other places. I guess Omaha canceled a ton of flights this morning and last night. So, yeah, man, it was nuts, man. Weather's been crazy.
Even Strick is having trouble getting back to Omaha. I saw on social media he posted he was supposed to make it back in time for On the Block yesterday at 2 p.m. Did not make it back in time, was expected to come in late last night, didn't make it again. So he's still traveling, trying to get back home to Nebraska today. But it's been crazy. It's wild. The weather was obviously acting up a little bit last night. I'm not sure what the big deal is. Flights have had a lot of issues lately, guys. Like the airlines have had a lot of issues with massive drops in altitude every now and then. Like there's been some things going on some airplanes that are a little iffy. AD, I was worried about you though, because I did see your late night Instagram story, I believe, of you just sitting down there by the arch. And I'm like, hey man, AD, you're all by yourself in St. Louis late night. Hey, listen, I'm worried about you. I almost shot you a text, but you know what? AD's a big, strong man. He can take care of himself.
Hey, Nick, a black man in all black, they couldn't see me anyway.
There's the joke. There's AD. There's AD, I know.
Oh man, it was still. Hey, I still was like, man, maybe we should tell him like, AD, St. Louis isn't the safest place in the world right now. I mean, you might just want to watch out a little bit, AD. But no, it's gonna be good. Let's do this. Let's get back on time here, guys. Let's take a break. Raff, go ahead and send us away. We got a full show for the folks. And we got to start talking about a little bit of college football changes because we got some coaches that are able to be on the sidelines now.
AD's frozen right now?
Yeah, AD's frozen. so
yeah, he's legitly frozen. Yes.
Man, you must have thought my joke was really funny. Anyway, nonetheless, Raff, go ahead and send us to break so we can get back on time.
All right, we'll throw it to break. This is The Drive, 93.7, The Ticket.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit, update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The Electrical Workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Copple Chevrolet GMC. And right now they are offering huge, and I mean huge discounts at Copple. Get over $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing on select Sierras or Silverados. Plus, Costco members receive another $1,000 off. Yes, that's happening right now in Louisville. $9,000 off list price or 1.9% financing. You pick what works for you. Costco members, please contact us at the store or at CoppleCars.com. All deals with approved credit must trade and finance.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Have an anniversary coming up? I've got you covered. Celebrate your love with the timeless elegance of jewelry. This anniversary, give the gift of sapphires, emeralds, rubies, or gold. Find the perfect piece that reflects the beauty and depth of your commitment. Whether it's your first anniversary or your 50th, surprise your loved one with a gem as beautiful and rare as she is. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Alcohol has strained our relationship. Drinking too much can cause harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, we will save our relationship. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Do you need motivation to get to the gym on the weekend or even in general? Tune into the Movement Hour each Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. Movement Academy owner Robert Kuhlman will host the show as he introduces new ways to stay in shape. The Movement Hour every Saturday morning from 10 to 11 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in June. Try any of their delicious breakfast burritos or sandwiches for a great summer breakfast with the family. And don't forget, 10% of all caramel latte sales in June go to the Casa for Lincoln County. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you. at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from a program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
There's that pit in my stomach. I hope that knot gets untangled and untied so that the Royals can be in contention for the playoffs come late August into September. I'm not holding my breath for it, but before I freak out and lose my mind about how bad things are right now, I'm going to choose to look back at last year and remember how bad 56 and 106 felt.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Old School with DP and J.
And Todd Bowles, I'm going to tell you this, DP, his voice does not match his body type.
That's what I'm saying. He's never, I don't know how you can be led by Todd Bowles' voice.
That's a fireable offense anyway.
Like his facial expression is top notch. Then his voice, because it's literally, you're there expecting, it's like Mike Tyson.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Gray on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Wednesday. We have the quad box going on the live stream.
The quad box.
Greatest moment in broadcasting history.
It makes me feel like I'm watching NFL Red Zone just with Sports Talk Radio on 93.7 The Ticket, just because it gets me ready for football season, guys.
You know what I feel like? The Brady Bunch. So I'll look down at Ahman. AD, you look up at Nick. Then I'll look over at Nick. And then you look. There's a story. We're broadcasting legends. There was Nick. He's going to be broadcaster of the year. There was AG, the greatest running back in the history of the Packers. Then there's AD. Aaron Davis, he's got a stretch.
He knows the song too.
Field. There is Raff, a Southeast Hall of Famer. He didn't do much, but he wants his bag of swag.
That funny. Good stuff, Raff. Good stuff.
Thank you.
I like
Raff,
that freestyle.
Hey, I was just saying, Raff, for going just off the cuff, man, you did pretty good there. I got to give you your credit, man.
Darn good.
Some compare me to Eminem, but that's just some, not a ton. Just a few people.
There's a few people.
They must not hear very well if they're comparing you to Eminem.
Oh my God.
We're both white.
Facts. There you go.
That's about all you guys got in common is the metal telling of your skin.
I was just gonna say, what else you got? What else you got? Okay, come on, keep listing things in common with Eminem, Raff. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, Eminem doesn't say I'm the nicest guy I know.
No, he's definitely not the nice guy. He raps about that most of the time.
He also doesn't need to ask for people to follow him on social media.
No,
right, he doesn't.
He probably abhors social media as far as that goes.
He's like, please unfollow me, dude. I don't want followers.
Oh my goodness, facts.
Fellas, there's been some. I know we got a lot to discuss today, but there's been a lot of changes. Of course, at 9 o'clock, the A&M fans are absolutely going all in on Schlossnagel's change with that. But also, guys, there's a big development, and Raff, you sent this and appreciate it, man. The story the NCAA announced the changes in coaches that can recruit, that can coach. That's a big development. It was broke yesterday. Pete Nakos broke it yesterday on X. And in the gist of it, folks, it's all like, think about all the analysts that we've had. Coach Brown, even in years past, even as of right now, as far as that goes. This is yesterday from On3. College coaching staffs will have a new look at the 24 season. The council, NCAA Division Council, Division I Council, which is kind of a governing body, rules voted to expand college football coaching staffs, allowing key word, y'all, unlimited number of assistants to instruct athletes. Unlimited. They did that yesterday at the meetings in Indianapolis that represents all 32 divisions and the conferences to allow staff members to provide technical and tactical instruction to athletes during practice and games. And AG, you're right. Because for years, analysts and quality control coaches, they've been limited to assisting, off the field through, film, game day strategy, etc. Now they can help athletes grow on the field as well. You guys, how big is that of a move is that for the NCAA, just for college sports in general?
Man, I would say it's big because it gives, I say for the players, you get a little bit more support, from your coaches, and knowing to have you multiple coaches to get more individual support to find out if you can get developing a little bit better. So I say to the players first, hearing this, when I saw the text, like players that need a little bit more development could get a little bit extra more attention, because now there's coaches out there that will be there for them. When they ask a question, hey, I'm a defensive end, and what's a good move that I could work on or put in my repertoire or something like that. And then on the recruiting side, more boots on the ground out there recruiting all the colleges. We know Coach Rule did an outstanding job here this year, but knowing that he could have 2, 3, 4, 5 other guys to go out there and recruit high school kids, to get on the roster for every coming year, to deal with the attrition. I think that's huge.
Rafferty, think about. Go ahead, brother.
Well, I think too. I think the NCAA finally, woke up, because there's been so many teams that have had analysts, and then they do the weird way where they stand on the sideline with their notebook, and then they finally just came to the realization that, hey, instead of just this crazy stuff of standing with their notebook and then showing the coach or whatever, now that these analysts can actually, have one-on-one and can actually go out and coach on the field. And so I think it's something that's always been there. It's just always been kind of shady the way it went down. So I think it's good now that they finally just lifted those restrictions. So now you have that opportunity too, because Coach Bush, when he first came back to Nebraska, that's what he was. He was a special teams analyst, but everybody kind of was like, well, is he the coach? But even though he's an analyst, he can't be down on the field, So I'm glad they finally lifted those guidelines, and they're actually able to have those analysts that can be down on the field now and coach and do tactical training.
There's two angles for me where I kind of thought about this instantly. The first one is that it really feels like overall through a lot of different topics, the NCAA just doesn't want to deal with anything anymore. Like that's honestly what this somewhat feels
You're
like.
on your own. You're on your own.
They don't want to open up any third-party investigations into NIL stuff, into NIL doings right now. They have that injunction still in place. But then in this regard, teams over the last couple of years, Nebraska included, has gotten pushback or gotten in trouble from the NCAA for using analysts in an improper role and in improper ways. And so what this allows, number one, it's good for the sport, right? And it's frankly needed to be done. There was no reason why they can't coach or why they can't be on the sidelines or can't be a little bit more present and featured into the day-to-day operations. But guys, more importantly, what about the development of the coach?
Right.
Like, what about the development of the analyst that does get this experience? I was reading this article, and Jeff Lebby, the head coach at Mississippi State, made this point of like the ability to have them in the rooms and not have to be concerned with, okay, is this legal? Is this illegal?
Exactly.
The development of the younger coaches in the game, which will hopefully grow and continue to grow, which only means that the sport will be able to grow, because the coaches will then be able to develop players a little bit better. They'll be able to use the current day kind of thought process. Guys will probably make an ascension quicker, more than likely, I would say. And if they're getting a start earlier as a grad assistant or as an analyst, it's going to free them up to be more of a part in the day-to-day operations, which is going to help them get bigger jobs sooner and make them also a little bit more qualified, I would assume, because it's going to free them up to see different areas, right? To pick some areas where they want to focus on, pick some areas maybe where they want to step away from. And that's only going to help college football 10 years down the road when a lot of these young coaches that are currently analysts are now able to become coordinators or position coaches or even head coaches.
You know what, Nick, you mentioned, when a coach is sitting in a meeting and you have your head coach, like an analyst or a quality control individual. And as a coach or as your administrator, your COO is going, okay, how much time do they have? That they exceeded their amount of time allowed, et cetera. It's kind of like in the corporate world when you hire a consultant. Are we going to put this person on retainer or they're going to be per hour?
Exactly.
And if they're on per hour, we got to watch how many hours we're writing because that checks.
Yeah.
When they're on retainers, like, if we got this person for 30 hours, that person's off. They got them for 2 years. They're a retainer. When we need them, they're there. We don't have the hour count.
Yeah.
You bring it to the football field when they're not by hour, how many hours you can do according to the NCAA. That's one less stress you have to worry about as a coach, as a COO, which a lot of programs have now, chief operations officers. And quite honestly, guys, it's such an antiquated policy. The NCAA is finally catching up. I wouldn't even say to 2024. They're catching up to 2014. Because let's be honest, guys, there were programs that have been doing this this way the whole time anyway, as far as that goes.
Yeah.
And now that's just one less small thing they have to worry about that the NCAA made a mountain out of molehill out of. So I'm glad to see them catch up on time. And you know what, AG and Nick and Raff, I was reading too, there's certain positions, as I read this, I was like, that's true. Special teams. Think about AG, how quick we had to do special teams when we were in college.
Yeah. We started practice off and it was real quick.
Yeah.
But at different levels, it got better. I say through time, it got better where I know at the pro level, special team practice, still was at the beginning of practice, the first session, but it then went almost an hour because of obviously getting more blocking technique down, getting the guys in position to get their blocks and stuff like that. So as you lift up to different levels, I know we probably spent, I say as a team, at least 30 minutes, if not longer, at least one station. I say a 30-minute station for us was a full station for special teams. I remember being part of it my freshman year. So understanding that, and that obviously that helps development for the players because they get a little bit more extra time, like I mentioned, with these coaches and in their areas, expertise for them.
Well, Raff and Nick, you bring up a great point there, Nick. You was talking earlier in Disc Golf, Jay, great input on the text line. Because, Nick, that is a great point. That gives those other coaches chance for development. We think about strictly the athlete, but what about those young up-and-coming coaches? That's the reason why they got in the business. But it's like, it's like when you apply for a job, but you're just out of college or you're like 2 years of experience. Well, we can't hire because you don't have enough experience. Well, I can't get the experience if you don't hire me, So, and it really squashes that argument where it gives these coaches in all sports, not just in football, a chance to develop their skills and to get that experience. Raff, you think about this. You was a former coach. Think about this. And AG playing at the highest level. Think about in games to where special teams was a deciding factor in games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if you don't have enough time to develop those players in different scenarios, man, we see games every year that are lost because of special teams, man.
Yeah.
Well, look at Nebraska, that the marked improvements they made when they made Coach Bush the full-time special teams coach, just in that 1 year, the strides they made. What could have possibly happened the year prior if they would have been able, but they were trying to, we'll make him an analyst, but he'll probably pseudo be the special teams coach, but he can't coach. But so just the strides they made. So that's huge for just that coaching standpoint. Now you don't have to, like, you see a lot of teams that they have like, it worked for Nebraska. Don't get me wrong. Back in the 90s, with Coach Young coaching special teams and coaching offensive line, they had that. They were able to do that. But it's got the way college football has grown so much. At least now you'll be able to have a real legitimate special teams coach coaching on the field.
Yeah, and that's huge. You got to look at the NFL coaches that did it prior to becoming head coaches. Bill Belichick, John Harbaugh. they were special team coordinators for almost 10 years, I think, for John Harbaugh before he became a head coach. And he understood the dynamics of the team because everybody plays special teams. I remember him making a quote about that a long time ago. Everybody, so we got offensive players play special teams. That means wide receivers and running backs, some tight ends because they could get the block and they shoot. Some tight ends these days could be the dang returner.
You guys think about this real fast, and I'll always mess up his name. You look at Rich Bisaccia. Thank you, man. Rich Bisaccia, who became the coach for the Raiders, and they were doing well. He was their special teams coach. Because AG, I think he spent some time in Green Bay as well, didn't he?
A little bit, yeah. He was there. I wasn't playing. I was now I was retired, but he was there on their staff. He helped get their special teams back up in terms of return game and stuff like that. Making sure guys working on their technique of blocking. I said their biggest thing was not getting blocks and then not having a good return guy that can make definitive moves up the field, basically.
The Raiders had a significant difference once they fired the knucklehead from the former coach that coached at New England. When they brought in Rich Bisaccia, he was their assistant. Those guys in Oakland, Daniels. Yeah, man. They Rico's hero. But nevertheless,
where's he at? He's gonna walk in that room.
Yeah, he gonna be mad, man.
He shows up in St. Louis.
Yeah, like,
yeah, that's right.
Be like that butler, Mr. Deeds, that would just show up all over the place real fast.
In like 6 hours, 5 hours.
Yeah. But Rich Bisaccia, man, he worked. You look at how special teams is, pun intended, and how critical it is. Bisaccia, lately, 23 years in the league, strictly because he knew what he was doing. You think about all the other guys that are out there that have his pedigree, but just not the time to develop the next point on the collegiate level. So that was a great move to see that. And they also added in their rules meeting, the guys, they added also the communication they can have now in the helmets. Did you guys see that part on there?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's at the college level too.
Yeah.
Well, right?
And that's been something that I know for a fact Nebraska's been practicing with that for a couple of weeks now and things like that. The last point before we have Raff send it to break here, unlimited football staff, unlimited number of coaches on staff now are available, right? And we mentioned that earlier. I'm curious to see if the bigger athletic departments flex their muscles a little bit and have much more larger numbers in coaching staff. Frankly, Nebraska has a lot of people on that sideline, right? And so we'll see if Nebraska flexes their muscles, if they feel like it's necessary to spend a little bit more money and get some more coaches, analysts, grad assistants, whatever the case may be down there. We see places like Texas flex their muscles, Alabama, other folks as well. It'll be interesting to see kind of if we continue to see, bigger athletic departments spend more money just because they feel like it's beneficial to have just a couple more college coaches.
Well, and then you've got to find what's right for your staff too, because if you get too many coaches, then you've got too many different opinions, and then that's where you run into trouble. So it'll be interesting to see what the sweet spot will be, for Nebraska's coaching staff, if they'll bring in a lot more, how many they'll go with.
Yeah, that's where yourself as a head coach, you make sure you pay attention to who you hire and their attitudes, their personalities, how they mesh together with other people in the building. Because you want somebody that's going to be a team player and not somebody that's trying to come in and run the show as from you as the head coach too. Like, wait a minute, like,
How about that?
So you gotta be cognizant of that. Poor Nick, yeah.
Poor Nico, all by himself.
I'm all alone.
That's a caring young lady there. She cares.
You know what?
She is by herself.
Tracy, good to hear you. Good to see you. Folks, to wrap a bow on it before Ralph takes us to the next break. Again, NCAA ruling committee there in Indianapolis, 32-panel committee made a decision to add coaches, analysts, strategists, game day strategists can all now take active participation on the field. And I think it's going to change a lot of things up the communication in the helmets as well. As Nick mentioned, Nebraska has been getting acclimated to that for some time now. So it's definitely going to be interesting for college sports. Raff, take us to break, my man.
All right, we'll throw it a break. This is The Drive, 93.7, The Ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see decreasing cloud cover throughout the day with an afternoon high around 88. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms late, otherwise mostly cleared with the low around 66. And tomorrow, we'll see a chance of showers and storms throughout the day with a high around 83. And meteorologist Kyle Tucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
All right, it's time for Final Jeopardy. It's been a tight contest today that all comes down to this final question. No summer picnic or family get-together or trip to the lake is complete without this particular item. Let's go first to Bob.
What is beer?
No, that's not it. Think about the kids. Over to you, Farley.
What is corn on the cob?
Tough to grill that on a boat. Wrong again. Grace, this time for the win.
What is Bure's cheese spread?
We have a winner! Bure's cheese spread, available in most local grocers in Nebraska. The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Grandma and Grandpa, Mom and Dad, then the kids, and now the grandkids. Judson Irrigation has provided lawn sprinkler system design, installation, repair, and service to 4 generations. They're just like members of the family. Loyalty, trust, service. It's what you deserve and expect from Judson Irrigation.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Tune in to the Teammates Mentoring Hour each Wednesday from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket. Hear stories from a program started by Tom and Nancy Osborne and how it's changed mentors and mentees' lives and how you can be involved. The Teammates Mentoring Hour, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The captain, Rashawn Jackson.
We're not going to just sit back and run RPOs and all these different little things you run when you have a run first quarterback. We got a pass first quarterback, and that's going to make us super effective. You're not going to be able to put 9 people in the box. That's what Coach Rule is talking about. You're not going to put 9 people in the box and think that you're going to get it done against us because you got a real gunslinger and you got receivers. Those 2 things alone, especially if we get a running back that can make somebody miss, we will be deadly on offense.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
You can get diesel anywhere, but what about atomic diesel? That comes from Stern. Atomic diesel is your solution to all your cold weather problems. Prevent clogged fuel filters, increase your fuel economy, and save money with atomic diesel. Contact Roger at Stern today by calling 1-800-477-2744 to see how atomic diesel and the rest of their line of fuels and lubricants can keep your operation running at max capacity.
Old School with DP and J.
And Todd Bowles, I'm gonna tell you this, DP, his voice does not match his body type.
That's what I'm saying. He's never I don't know how you can be led by Todd Bowles' voice.
That's a fireable offense anyway.
Like his facial expression is top notch. Then his voice, because it's literally you're there expecting. It's like Mike Tyson.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Wednesday, and it is time for history. Not just Dig Dug history, but all types of history.
That beat got me going there.
Oh, man.
I know, right?
Beat's good. Raff, you got to get over. Dig Dug has only had one day.
All right, gentlemen. Let's make this a quick history segment because we went over time again.
All right.
Imagine that. Imagine us going overtime. Well, folks, on this day in 2003, which they thought would be the successor of Jordan and maybe Kobe A2 or A1, LeBron James was the first draft pick out of St. Vincent St. Mary High School in Akron, Ohio. He was the first pick, of course, by the Cleveland Cavaliers, and obviously the rest is literally history. I mean, I know LeBron, people call him all sorts of names. I'm just gonna call him one of the best to ever play the game. I'm not going to get into the shenanigans and all the rest of that people will bring up about it. To play any sport, to do anything at the pro level for 20 plus years is phenomenal, especially at the way that he's done it. Like I said, I just marvel at the man. And in my opinion, and I'm going to say this, in my opinion, him and Magic Johnson are probably, in my opinion, the only two players that I grew up watching, not with LeBron that I grew up with, but in my lifetime, that they could, if they had to, could play all five positions. If they absolutely had to,
I agree
play all
with that.
five positions. Magic Johnson, LeBron. We can say Kobe and Mike. Well, Kobe ain't he's getting posted up by a five, and so is Jordan. But LeBron, I'm not saying what they would excel at all five, but Magic Johnson, LeBron, in my opinion. And there could be more I could be missing, but those two are the only two that I think, if they had to, could play a position on the court in basketball. So that time, 21 years ago, was LeBron James. What you got, Rafferty?
I got two birthdays. Celebrating his 56th birthday today, one of the greatest tight ends in the history of the NFL. Big play Shea, number 84, Shannon Sharp.
Wow.
Big play Shea.
Big play Shea.
We need a show like his, you know.
Yeah.
had a bourbon in the back, some Doss Aggies on the side,
bringing Cat Williams.
Bringing Cat and have some sheared skirt steak in the background too. Like,
he's got bourbon. We got C3PO and R2D2, baby.
Here we go. Oh man.
And then my final birthday, turning 50 years old today, the captain, Derek Jeter.
Nice. Holy wow. Derek Jeter's 50 years old? Wow.
50 years old today.
Oh my gosh.
I say one thing. I love his commercials. His commercials is awesome, especially the State Farm one or the Geico one, where he's like, he gets the bat. They like Derek, and he's like, "Sit down, Ricky." Because the other guy, because it was two Dereks on the team, the other Derek started to stand up. He's like, "No, sit down, Ricky. It's me. Sit down, Ricky."
Go ahead, AG. What you got for us today?
All right. Last summer, over in Saudi Arabia, actually last spring, it was the biggest prize pool in esports history. It was called Gamers 8, announced the largest prize pool in history, which was $45 million prize pool last year, and it was dubbed the Land of Heroes for playing video games, y'all. $45 million.
Where was that?
In Saudi Arabia.
That makes sense. All right, so I mean, you got everything going on over there.
Yeah,
that was the live video.
Yeah, that was.
Yes, they do big things. I'd say they do things big, kind of like here in Texas, but over in Saudi and Abu Dhabi and Dubai, they do things big.
Dang, that's
in the esports area. So $45 million, y'all.
So, gentlemen, coming up in the 9 o'clock hour, as we've already approached it, we have plenty of stuff to get to. Obviously, we need to talk.
Are you French?
You already getting hyped for the Olympics, huh?
Yeah. We have to talk about the diabolical actions of the University of Texas and frankly Jim Schlossnagle too. We need to follow back up on a conversation we had yesterday about the reporter's question on at the College World Series. I need to get your guys' thoughts on that now knowing what we do know now. And then also, not many people are talking about it. You mentioned LeBron James. The NBA draft is tonight. The NBA draft is tonight. Not a lot of people know about it. Not a lot of people could tell you more than 2 players that are projected to go in the top 10 of the draft. So
Keisei Tominaga.
That is not one of them. So hey, International Japan Keisei though is back. He was training 3.
It's been quiet though. Nick, I agree with you. It has been advertised very lightly.
Yeah.
It's like when you watch the bottom line on ESPN, it does a little a flash of it and then it disappears. It's like maybe 2 seconds.
Exactly. It's like, hey, the NBA draft is tonight. Also, the timing of it is really interesting because NBA had a couple of weeks since the Celtics won the championship. NHL, the Stanley Cup Finals just wrapped up on Monday night. Friday night is their draft. Wow. Friday, they have 3 full days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, to really nail it down how they want to operate on draft night. And then Friday night is the NHL draft. So I want to get your guys' thoughts on just kind of the timeline of the draft as well. So Raff, with that being said, let's go ahead and send it to break, my man.
All right, we'll throw it to break. This is The Drive, 93.7, The Ticket.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Your business runs like a well-oiled machine. It's important that your actual machines do too. Stern is here to make sure you don't have to worry about that. They provide solutions for heavy equipment and automotive fuels, lubricants, and equipment guard options. And with Stern's commitment to customer service for the past 40 years, you know you have a partner to help support your operations for years to come. Contact Roger at Stern Company by calling 1-800-477-2744 or visit them online at stern.co. Stern Company, where problems meet solvers. Bagels & Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in June. Try any of their delicious breakfast burritos or sandwiches for a great summer breakfast with the family. And don't forget, 10% of all caramel latte sales in June go to the Casa for Lincoln County. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today. Do you need motivation to get to the gym on the weekend or even in general? Tune into the Movement Hour each Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. Movement Academy owner Robert Kuhlman will host the show as he introduces new ways to stay in shape. The Movement Hour every Saturday morning from 10 to 11 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Alcohol has strained our relationship. Drinking too much can cause harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. By drinking less, we will save our relationship. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Hey, Nebraska! Register today for the 40th annual Cornhusker State Games, taking place July 11th through the 21st in Lincoln, Omaha, and other Nebraska communities. The Cornhusker State Games features 70 sports for athletes of all ages and abilities. Price increases are approaching, so register early and save. For details, go to cornhuskerstategames.com. If you've experienced a sports injury, joint or back pain, trust your care to Nebraska Orthopedic Center, a proud platinum partner of the Cornhusker State Games.
Husker fans, the 2024 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and they need your support in Memorial Stadium this fall. You can now purchase a Husker football 3-game mini plan for only $170. This plan includes tickets to the UTEP or Northern Iowa, plus Illinois or Rutgers, and either UCLA or Wisconsin games. Tickets are only available while supplies last. To purchase your Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Ahman Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches
college football history. We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska East Sports coach Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. Hour 2 is proudly sponsored by Doors Plus. If your garage door needs maintenance, you need an entirely new garage door, give Cameron Hall and his team a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus is locally owned and handles everything from residential or commercial garage doors, garage door openers, safety tune-ups, or custom design. Visit DoorsPlusLLC.com to learn more. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
There it is. Hey, what are you doing, bro?
What's going on, man?
What is going on?
What is smoking?
You got a tea or coffee or something?
The best part of waking up.
Oh, it's coffee. I'm looking at it. I'm like, what is going on here? I see all this smoke coming up. I'm like, oh, man.
Like AD up there, AD's up in the room vaping on the DL.
I thought you saw that where the NCAA wasn't testing for cannabis anymore for the championship game.
I thought you had one of them little kettle pots or something going on.
It's piping hot. Speaking of hot, though, a quick shout out to the Nebraska weather. And I'm bad from Baldwin, man. I didn't want to forget you, brother. I've seen that a number of texts we can't get to because we'll dive right into this conversation. But also bad from Baldwin for all the guys and gals working outside. Yes, for the cloud cover. Nick, what's the temperature this morning in Lincoln?
Beautiful. It's like 75. I mean, it is beautiful. It's probably better weather than it is in Alabama. It's probably better weather than it is in St. Louis, and better weather than it is in Houston. So, you know,
I would not disagree.
But there you guys are, not here.
Well, brother, I tell you what, I came down from the mountains yesterday to the airport in Denver. It was 65 when I left Copper Mountain. 65, beautiful. Got out the car in the airport in Denver, 99 degrees.
Jeez.
Blazing. Raff and Nick, AG, let's dive right into this, man. It's taken sports world by storm, especially in baseball. I mean, like I said, baseball, being just fresh off it. But obviously, Coach Schlossnagle, he was leaves Texas A&M, goes to Texas. And one thing to remember, too, Chris Del Conte, the athletic director at Texas, was also Schlossnagle's AD at TCU when he was there from 2009 to 2017. So obviously the money, but also the connections that are there. You guys, Nick, dive in. Was this a shocker to anybody?
So before anybody gives their thoughts, let's just remind ourselves where we were and what happened on Monday night after Texas A&M lost the national championship.
Coach, with respect to the difficult outcome tonight, but with the rumors circulating today about a specific job opening, what do you have to say about your future in Aggieland?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty selfish of you to ask me that question, to be honest with you. But I left my family to be the coach at Texas A&M. I took the job at Texas A&M to never take another job again, and that hasn't changed in my mind. That's unfair to talk about something like that. That'd be like you asking Montgomery if he's going to sign in the draft. But I understand you got to ask the question. But I gave up a big part of my life to come take this job, and I've poured every ounce of my soul in this job, and I've given this job every single ounce I can possibly give it. So write that.
Oh,
he had no more left. The strain was too much.
Kirk Cousin that thing.
I didn't realize he said that at the end. Right, that.
So here's the deal. I get that the emotions were high. I get that you just lost the national championship, but instead of answering and going through that whole soliloquy of like the thought of like, oh, how dare you ask me that? I've took Texas A&M to never take another job again. You know how easy it would be just to be, hey, you know what? Listen, we just lost the biggest game of our careers.
Exactly.
We just lost the national championship. I want to focus on my team. I don't want to talk about anything outside of baseball.
That would have been a lot better.
That would have been so simple. But instead, now Jim Schlossnagle looks like a phony.
Yeah.
He lost all credibility just with that. Absolutely, man. Get your $2 million annually. Get your all your coaching staff. Go get your money. Go coach at your dream job with one of your best friends as the athletic director. But don't be such an idiot in the process. like here's the thing. And now knowing what we know is that this deal was done before the start of the regionals. It was done before the regionals. First of all, two things from that. On one hand, hey, props to Jim Schlossnagle and props to Texas A&M. They still made the College World Series knowing when that whole staff knew, hey, we're not going to be here in a couple of weeks. They still made the College World Series. Number two is you can't even claim that it was, it just got done in the last 24 hours. No. Props to Texas. They came in, they did an action on Texas A&M, and they just walked out with their baseball coach who just appeared in the national championship game.
Hey, Carmen's a mother.
True story.
Man, Carmen is real.
Fellas,
that's all I got to say.
Let me ask you guys this, man. I'm going to make a statement, then I'm going to ask you a question. The statement is this. Hence why, as much as I don't like the transfer portal, I get it. Come on, y'all. I mean, these players were playing under the pretense that this is our coach. This is going to be our coach. Yep. Knowingly, now you put yourself at your 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old yourself. Nick, this be you like 2 years ago, even right now. You're playing for a guy that you think you're giving. I mean, you're throwing everything out there. Yeah. And this guy, from all the purpose we don't understand, he already had a deal in place to bounce.
For about a month.
Think about all
their most bitter rival. They knew that they were going to go to their most hated rival, and credit to Texas A&M, like I said, for continuing to the postseason run. I think that speaks a lot about the players. Number one. Number two, guys, do you realize how hard that is for Texas to sit on? Like Chris Del Conte, the athletic director for Texas, had to sit on this for a month. That they just poached their most bitter, most hated rival in state, now in conference. And they sat on it for a month, released the news that they mutually agreed to part ways with their coach on the day that the program was playing in the national championship game. And then less than 24 hours later made it official and said, you know what? In less than 48 hours, he's going to be introduced on a press conference on Wednesday at 11 a.m.
Just think of all the people that he's came across over the last, from the regionals and all the the recruits he's probably talked to, or all the little kids that came up. Oh, you're going to be an Aggie someday, maybe one day, and he knew the whole time he was out.
Hey, that's business, man. It's rough business.
It is. It's business. And what's crazy is it's not like there wasn't commitment from A&M. A&M had plans for an $80 million renovation to the ballpark, right? We know that the collectives are flowing at Texas A&M. I think, honestly, and we can bring Trev Alberts into this conversation too a little bit.
That's why I said Carmen as a mother.
Yeah, it is, right?
That's exactly why I said it.
I mean, we can, right? We can do this to where it's like, realize though, the uphill battle that Trev Alberts had, because he had to beat out Jim Schlossnagle's best friend.
Yeah.
And to a guy that just got there a couple of months ago. There was not a chance. There was not a chance that Jim Schlossnagle was going to stay at A&M.
So, Nick, since you are the baseball connoisseur, who does Trev Alberts go after now?
Okay, so this was
he's got the money.
The text line, right? Officer McLeod in Columbus said this. Hey, Nick, any reason we should worry about Texas A&M looking at Will Bolt for their opening? Not sure how his relationship with Alberts was, but it's his old boss and his former school. SEC is a pretty attractive coaching conference. It certainly is. I would say this, though. I think Texas A&M probably needs to aim a little higher. And that might be humbling for Husker fans, but Will Bolt certainly has the connections in Texas, obviously, because he was a former assistant at A&M. And if, you can talk hypotheticals, if he were to take his entire, coaching staff to A&M, then Lance Harvell is well known down in Texas, obviously with his ties to Sam Houston previously and things like
Does
that.
Does Rob Childress go back though?
Well, that's the thing. Rob Childress, as at A&M again, probably not. But what I'm getting at though, we have to understand that Will Boltz maybe exceeded expectations at Nebraska, but look around the SEC conference and coaches that have been let go. South Carolina let go of their coach because after making a regional this year. Texas fired or mutually agreed to part ways, fired their coach after making the College World Series 3 out of 8 years. Expectations are different when it comes to college baseball in the SEC. I think truly if Trev, this is a very, very important hire for Trev Alberts. Very important. It's going to be the first one he makes. It's obviously comes at a very emotional time because you just come off of a national championship appearance and you were unable to retain him. You need to go out and get, no pun intended, a home run hitter. You need to get a home run hire. This is now where Trev Alberts and Texas A&M probably need to flex their muscles the same way Texas did to them and say, we have the ability, we have the resources, we have the money, we have the renovations in play, we have the commitment to go out and get anybody we want. If he doesn't do that, then that's where things start to really become uncomfortable, I think, down in College Station.
You know what, Nick? I'm going to say this too, fellas. This hire, to your point, Nick, it's got to be a home run because it's going to be the first coach that's going to be attached to Trev Alberts. And we all know in Texas, A&M, Texas, Baylor, etc., your big SEC schools, they will not hesitate to get rid of you. Yeah, I mean, and they'll get rid of you and anybody you brought in. So this hire for Trev and A&M is massive. I mean, massive.
I get it. I get that maybe there's some attraction to luring Will Bolt back. I also don't know what Will Bolt's, aspirations are. Is it, I'm sure it is to coach in the SEC, but guys, also being realistic, I would be surprised simply because just looking at the facts, he's made 2 regionals, yes, at a Big Ten school, which is important, right? To add for context, but they haven't won a regional.
Yeah, I think
if there was a regional win under his belt, where Nebraska made supers, super regionals, then yeah, this is a conversation. I truly think that, and this is no disrespect to Will Bolt or Nebraska,
not at all.
I think Trev Alberts needs to shoot higher. I think that if he goes out and Will Bolt ends up being the guy or someone's like that, I think that's going to make the fan base, the boosters at A&M, kind of uncomfortable because, guys, don't forget, Trev Alberts also cleaned house at A&M already. Trev Alberts has cleaned house. He's fired some people in that athletic department, let go of some people in that athletic department that had been there for a while, failed to retain Coach Schlossnagel, then ends up letting Coach Jim Schlossnagel make a statement from the athletic department. And then now, if he doesn't go out and get a home run hire, man, I truly think that things are going to get kind of uncomfortable.
I think if I'm Kentucky, I'm probably not letting my head coach answer the telephone anytime soon.
but hold on. So let's talk about that though, right? Because we can talk about that in the college landscape in that are programs really able to, stop their coaches from picking up phones? Because here's the thing, A&M would have had the long-term commitment to Schloss. They had the ballpark renovations worth $80 million. They had obviously bonuses. He was going to get a raise. I mean, that's just how things work in the college game. Yep. And it still wasn't enough. I think if things are meant to be, and if once again, that's just bigger athletic departments, I think flexing their muscles of that. Yeah, go ahead and try to compete with us, guys. Texas, we talk about investment in baseball all the time and how expectations, investment, stuff like that is just different down south. Texas is going to pay $3 million for a baseball coach's buyout. Will Bolt is getting paid $400,000 a year.
And also, too, you've got to look at the connection between the athletic director and the head
relationships,
coach.
Man.
I mean, that is the number one thing. That's why. I mean, I know it's always out there, but if you think Nebraska starts winning and somehow, I hate to bring this up, Coach Roll will get mad at me or something, but one of his best friends is the athletic director at Penn State. I mean, those connections are there. You can't go against those connections. I mean, when I heard that they were like buddies at TCU or they were friends at TCU, I was like, and then you heard that Texas was sort of swimming around. I was like, oh, this is over.
And what happened was, and the thing is, so just to clear the air, Chris Del Conte didn't hire Schloss at TCU. He just extended his contract multiple times.
From 2009 to 2017.
Yeah, exactly. So I also, I just think that when you look at Texas, I think the investment's different. Like I said, those numbers, Will Bolt making $400,000, and you have them paying $3 million just to hire him. Like the investment is different, and people wonder why the Big Ten struggles at competing in baseball, and why certain conferences, not even just the Big Ten. Now we're seeing it.
And not just baseball.
Yeah,
and not even, and also too,
they're committing over $2 million annually to Jim Schlossnagle.
And you've also got to look at too, you don't know the relationship between Schlossnagle and what Trev Alberts was going to be. So Schlossnagle's thinking, hey, I want to go to where I know, what I have here. So there's so many things that go into that. I mean, I agree. Like transfer portal, it's like I've never been a fan of it, but it's gotta be just for coaches can do it. Players should be able to do it too.
I'll tell you this, guys. Players found out on social media yesterday.
Ouch.
See, that's why, Nick, those are the things to where, and Raff, you just mentioned it. AG, you said it's a business, and it is. And finally, the players say, you know what? You're going to handle your business, so I'm going to handle mine as well.
Got to. Yeah.
It sucks that collegiate sports has turned this way. It is what it is. I mean, that's the reality.
Exactly. It is the reality of today.
You know what? And as parents, me and you, AG, as parents, that's something. If someone was recruiting our kids, I would let my kid know. I know you would, especially you be playing at the highest level. Look, son, don't get attached to any coach too closely to where you can't make a move. You know, and because the reality is this: you may not be there in a year, and he or she may not be there in a year. So enjoy it for what it is right now, and take it by year context. Because the reality is, it all changes. And Nick, for them to have to, I still say this though, and it brings up to Brian Kelly the way he left Notre Dame and went to LSU. It bothers me though. I can understand coaches leaving. You know, it sucks. I get it. But at least talk to the kids whose living rooms you just said in, man, and said, I'm going to take care of your kid. At least they may not like it. There's no good way to do it. But at least tell them, look, fellas, I don't want you to find this out on social. I want you to hear it from me first. Yeah. That's the part I got a problem with, man.
The added, just more information. It continues to get poured out, right? And we'll learn more throughout the next. And we had our text chain yesterday going off about thoughts and stuff on that. But overall, guys, so an important piece of this is that Jim Schlossnagle and the entire Texas A&M coaching staff, who's going to be following him to Austin, got off the bus less than 2 hours before, greeted by tons of Texas A&M fans. And I read this tweet yesterday that was like the most real, like, bleep moment of my day yesterday, where it was Jim Schlossnagle and his staff got off that bus not to continue to work towards the offseason, but to clean their belongings out of their office. And I was like, wow. Think about that. And nobody knew. Nobody around them, including the players, had a chance to know.
I'm going to say this, though. Here's what I do know. All the coaches better have 2 men in the truck make that move for them.
Hey, yeah. College
Mayflower.
Have college moving right on call.
Hey, they better just head to Austin and do not go home to College Station. Do not go to the crib, y'all. Do not, I repeat, do not go home.
Hey, but don't forget, still selfish of the reporter to ask the question less than 24 hours before.
Hey, you know what? Someone on the text line had something. I'm starting to agree with the person on the text line, Nick, if you can find that. Because I think that the person on the text line was onto something to where, I wish I could find it. But he asked the question. She asked the question, whoever texted it in, that maybe that reporter asked something because they knew something and it put him in a bad position. That's why he snapped the way he did.
Okay, unfortunately, guys, I'll say this. It's been somewhat known, I suppose, for the last week.
Yeah,
really.
But until like, and people get mad at the reporters for reporting it or knowing this. But there's also like not idiots out there, and like that's where I don't understand.
I agree.
Texas did it strategically. They released the news that they parted ways officially on Monday, the day of the championship. So that way things could be talking about that game. They could be talking about Texas on that day. Texas has stole the storylines for at least 72 hours this week. 72 hours straight. It's been about how Texas took away little brother's toy, and they're going to pay him more money. That is what happened. That's what happened.
Boo boo.
So when does Texas play out Texas A&M? I'm ready for that series.
Oh,
I know. So
we already know what's going down in football. We know that game's happening.
Yeah, they play next year in football.
And in baseball, they're gonna probably play 3 times during the season. You know, they have a home and a home. They'll do a home in, home in.
Hornets nest.
It's crazy. I mean,
if it was a football,
yeah.
We've already seen how those Texas A&M fans can be. So watch out, Schlossnagel.
Yeah. Hey.
Nick, when we come back, I still want to dive into this a little bit more, man, from a player's perspective. When we come back, man, before we go to the next one, when we come back, I definitely want to hop on. I'm going to talk about from a player's perspective. Think about, folks at the text line, think about this. And Nick, Raff, AG, how are the players feeling right now? You're dealing with 2 major blows. Take us to break, Raff. Let's come back and discuss that, man.
Yes. All right, we'll throw it to break. Just the drive, 93.7, the ticket.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
You can get diesel anywhere, but what about Atomic Diesel? That comes from Stern. Atomic Diesel is your solution to all your cold weather problems. Prevent clogged fuel filters, increase your fuel economy, and save money with Atomic Diesel. Contact Roger at Stern today by calling 1-800-477-2744 to see how Atomic Diesel and the rest of their line of fuels and lubricants can keep your operation running at max capacity.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Grandma and Grandpa, Mom and Dad, then the kids, and now the grandkids. Judson Irrigation has provided lawn sprinkler system design, installation, repair, and service to 4 generations. They're just like members of the family. Loyalty, trust, service. It's what you deserve and expect from Judson Irrigation.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first.
At Doane University, your future is uniquely yours, and our world-class liberal arts education is just the beginning.
We invite you to schedule your campus visit and experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit. See you soon.
Hey, Nebraska! Register today for the 40th Annual Cornhusker State Games, taking place July 11th through the 21st in Lincoln, Omaha, and other Nebraska communities. The Cornhusker State Games features 70 sports for athletes of all ages and abilities. Price increases are approaching, so register early and save. For details, go to cornhuskerstategames.com. If you've experienced a sports injury, joint or back pain, trust your care to Nebraska Orthopedic Center, a proud platinum partner of the Cornhusker State Games.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit, update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Tune in every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. for the Malone Radio Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Don't miss the opportunity to learn about the Malone Community Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln and the surrounding area. It's the Malone Radio Show with Executive Director John Goodwin and Sports Director Mike Hunter every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The weather is hot, the kids are out of school, and you're on your way to the lake and summer road trips. Are you getting to your vacation spot comfortably, or is your car letting you down? Mullen Motors Lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride for summer road trips and beyond. Mullen Motors.
No tag-ons, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Old School with DP and J.
And Todd Bowles, I'm gonna tell you this, DP, his voice does not match his body type.
That's what I'm saying. He's never I don't know how you can be led by Todd Bowles' voice.
That's a fireable offense anyway.
Like his facial expression is top notch. Then his voice, because it's literally you're there expecting. It's like Mike Tyson.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we're back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Wednesday, and Nick is dancing. Look at the moves on that guy.
Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead, Nick. Show him what you're working with. That man swimming through this. There you go. Raff said, whoa. Nick just said, I just got to let it go. I got to let it go.
I got so much energy built up. I need to get out. Guys, I'm jealous of what Texas baseball did.
Jealous? Explain.
I'm jealous.
Yes, explain, please.
I want to feel like Nebraska. I want that feeling for Husker fans to where they just go in, they take what they want, and they say, you know what? We have one of the best coaches in that sport.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, here's the thing. You can knock Texas And this is, I mean, you could take the Texas name out of it. It could be Texas, Alabama, Florida, Florida State, Nebraska, whatever the case may be. Think about the feeling in that athletic department right now. And if you're Chris Del Conte, knowing what you just did,
you're going like this.
Yeah, exactly. You know how good of a feeling that is?
Yeah.
I mean, I want that. I want that. I was just thinking about during the break because so Texas, obviously, they're gonna have the Jim Schlossnagle press conference at 11 a.m. today, and Texas posted a thing from at their baseball stadium of like the video board, and it's like welcome to Austin or welcome to the 40 acres, Jim Schlossnagle. And I'm just like, I can't imagine the type of energy around that athletic department right now. Things are going well in football. Things are going fine in men's basketball. Fine, like
volleyball national championship.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yet you just went out and said, you know what? Texas softball is really good. And you just went out and said, you know what? We're not done yet. We're going to take from little brother. And I keep going back to the article that I read on Monday, where from Yahoo Sports, and this was well before, and I need to try to pull it up to see. Here it is. So the quote which is incredible to me, but it shows that universities are just in different positions. It said, and this was before Schlossnagle even had the comment to the question. Quote, sorry, Texas A&M. You're in the SEC, which means you're special, but on this, you're no different than Texas Tech or TCU. And I was just like, dang.
Hey.
I mean, just it's. I mean, there's so many layers to this. It's like an onion.
Oh,
it's like,
yeah.
It's like in Shrek where he's like, it's like an onion. There's layers, donkey. So like, there's so much here. And it keeps getting better. It keeps getting better and better. And I can't look away. And I want to be in that position as a fan.
Okay, so here,
go ahead, Raff.
Think about this too. Is I know they said that just the coaching staff knew, but do you think there were any players? Will you see any transfers to Texas from Texas? Like, so you've got to think that maybe he told a select few players that he wanted to follow him. I mean, this is going to get crazier. I think.
So there's a transfer from Penn who was initially committed to A&M, and it was already announced yesterday that he's going to Texas.
Right.
Shock Dog 21, good morning to you. It's got some great points here. He goes, some players feel betrayed for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if he has his guys from A&M go with him to Austin. Probably I knew a few weeks ago too. No way a coach keeps this silent and doesn't prepare himself for the next steps. He has his guys, and wouldn't shock me if the deal was made aware to some players and families. Another good point. Being around college baseball myself, I just can't see him being completely silent. Just my 2 cents. Some players for sure are hurting and pissed off.
Yeah.
Shock Dog, great point, my man. Great points. Raff, AG, if you're in that locker room and you're not one of those players that wants to leave, you love A&M where you're at. It's not about Schloss per se. Obviously, that's the reason why you go there is because of the coach in most cases, not necessarily the school, that's just the way it is right now, unfortunately. What are your options? Let's say what's the young man? I forget his young. He was hurt early this year for A&M's big gun, light-skinned brother, man. For Texas A&M, the guy he's been injured most of the year.
Brandon Montgomery or who?
For Texas A&M, he's been hurt most of the year. He could not play in the series because he was hurt.
I'm not sure who. If you're referring to Brandon Montgomery, he got hurt in the Super Regionals.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Montgomery, not the whole year. A guy like him, does he? I mean, you think about that. If you're one of those guys, Raff and AG, what do you do, man?
Well, I mean, first I got to get this out. The reason why I was smiling while all y'all were talking, you know, what's in me being a movie guy. AD, you're the age of this, and Raff, you are too. Remember the movie Warriors? So I'm just thinking about Texas A&M Warriors saying Longhorns come out to play, and they clinking the bottles together like it's a fight. It's a fight that's about to go down. And because Texas, Austin, and College Station is not far apart, bro.
No, it's not.
It's gonna be some fights that go down in this territory. But as a player, now let's rewind that to get back to the question.
Come out and play.
Players will do this. There's gonna be some players that have on their list, they can lay out on the table schools that are available, you know, in terms of transfer portal. NIL information, they could go seek out this information. They probably already know. So there's few players that on A&M's roster that can say, you know what, now I wasn't thinking about it because I didn't know this was coming down, but now I've been pushed into this area to think about. I could go to either follow coach at Texas or go to some school that wants me now because it was something that I was dedicated to this team. But now we've had this A-bomb blow up. Now I got to see what my options are. So weigh your options. All the players on this staff get an opportunity to weigh their options. They may not have very good options because it's so brand new of a action happening, but in due time, they'll be able to say, okay, I could stay here, do this, or I can move on to this school and do that.
I mean, here's this also, guys, from that article, just to kind of put things into perspective here. And from that article that Yahoo Sports wrote on Monday, it says, quote, "It doesn't mean that Texas A&M is a bad job or that College Station is a bad place. It's just not Texas."
But it is Texas. They're in Texas.
We hear you, Raff, but I hear what Nick's saying. I hear what the article Nick is reading is saying.
Yeah, like think about how humbling that is.
Yeah,
like in the national scope, Texas A&M can be this big bad. They got oil money. They got all this money in the world, tons of boosters. But in the state, in their own conference, they just got bamboozled by a team that just joined their conference.
What's all the athletes do today now? They do the little boy movement where they put the hand on the ground like 2 feet off the ground. That's what Texas is doing to A&M right now. They giving the little boy. If I could do that real quick, hold on.
There's your athleticism. There it goes.
Here we go.
There it goes. There it goes.
That's right. That's right. Too small.
That's what Texas is doing to A&M right now.
Yeah.
They little boyed them.
Think about how humbling that is. Think about how humbling that is. And then where everybody else is in the country.
It's tough.
It's a
What'd you
different
say,
level.
Ralph?
I was just thinking about what Trev's got in front of him for like the next few years. I mean, you know, you've got a new football coach that you did not hire. You're gonna have to hire a baseball. I mean, he's either gonna be one of the most loved guys in the history of Texas A&M athletics, or he could leave in a ball of fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a nice little $77 million buyout tied to Jimmy.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine then.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, once again, like think about it all, like it comes full circle, I think, because I don't know if you guys heard when we were back at Blur Events on the first day of the College World Series, I was joined by Kyle Perry for 2 hours on the show. And KP told us so much and was like, investment, facilities, all that matters more than people realize when it comes to sports like baseball. And once again, I cannot reiterate this enough and blow this up, is Texas not only bought out their coach David Pierce, who was getting paid about $1.2 million annually. They bought him out on the remainder of his contract. Then they spend $3 million to buy out Jim Schlossnagle. And now they're probably going to have, I would assume at least a 5-year deal for Jim Schlossnagle, at least at over $2 million. So you're talking about, I mean, when it's all said and done, $15 million of investment just into your head coach over the next 5 years. Like that is a different level of investment than a lot of other places. A lot of even in the SEC. So it's like you have investment from like Texas, LSU, Florida, I suppose. You have investment in those, and then it's like the second tier of SEC schools, and then it's like Big 12, and then it's everybody else just kind of all mixed in together. That kind of puts things into perspective nationwide. You could do the same thing for football, where you got investment in football from a certain select group of schools, and then everybody else is just kind of swimming in the bottom, hoping that they don't drown.
Let me tell you this on the flip side of it, though. I'll say this real quick. We got a few minutes left. Schlossnagle better win.
Yeah.
Anything less than going at least every other year, every 2 years, something like that. If he's not successful, him and Del Conte go be gone. Because, just like they got rid of Texas, we got rid of the coach previous, because we always have to look at history too. We have to look at the patterns. If you got rid of a coach that went to the CWS 3 out of 8 years, then you figure that is the bar minimum.
Yeah.
That is the bar minimum. Because you know what? Because here's the thing. The Board of Regents at Texas say, listen, ain't that your buddy? We were at least going, we at least went 3 times with our past coach. This guy hasn't sniffed it in year 3 yet. So there is going to be massive pressure for Schlossnagle to be successful there, as well as tied to Del Conte as buddy, because now they're tied together, and Trevor's going to face the same situation there, A&M. Whoever he brings in, they better be successful. So both schools, now granted, Texas got what they wanted, but there's also going to come some very high expectations with that. Trev, after a guy that's left that was just in the College World Championship, he's going to have some pressure weeks because both schools going to have enormous pressure, put it that way. And I would even say Texas has more.
Guys, so we're up against the clock. We got to get to break really quickly, unfortunately. But let's wrap it up, get to RGT, AD attitude adjustment, AG, close us out when we come back. Go ahead and send us to break, Raffy.
I just want to say this. Is Omaha ready for a Matthew McConaughey versus the Sheriff College World Series matchup?
All right, I'm going to turn off.
All right, we're going.
I turned it off. AG, send us to break. I turned off Raff's mic.
All right, this is 93.7 The Drive. Take it to break with our sponsors, Doors Plus. There you go.
There it is.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today. We'll see decreasing cloud cover throughout the day with an afternoon high around 88. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms late, otherwise mostly clear with a low around 66. And tomorrow, we'll see a chance of showers and storms throughout the day, the high around 83. Meteorologist Kyle Cook for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Husker fans, the 2024 Nebraska football season is right around the corner, and they need your support in Memorial Stadium this fall. You can now purchase a Husker football 3-game mini plan for only $170. This plan includes tickets to the UTEP or Northern Iowa, plus Illinois or Rutgers, and either UCLA or Wisconsin games. Tickets are only available while supplies last. To purchase your Husker football 3-game mini plan today, or for more information, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey, Nebraska! Register today for the 40th annual Cornhusker State Games, taking place July 11th through the 21st in Lincoln, Omaha, and other Nebraska communities. The Cornhusker State Games features 70 sports for athletes of all ages and abilities. Price increases are approaching, so register early and save. For details, go to cornhuskerstategames.com. If you've experienced a sports injury, joint or back pain, trust your care to Nebraska Orthopedic Center, a proud platinum partner of the Cornhusker State Games.
You can get diesel anywhere, but what about Atomic Diesel? That comes from Stern. Atomic Diesel is your solution to all your cold weather problems. Prevent clogged fuel filters, increase your fuel economy, and save money with Atomic Diesel. Contact Roger at Stern today by calling 1-800-477-2744 to see how Atomic Diesel and the rest of their line of fuels and lubricants can keep your operation running at max capacity. Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, everybody, we are back again. This is The Drive on 93.7 The Ticket. This segment is proudly sponsored by Florio's Italian Restaurant and Grill, just south of Lincoln Southwest High School on 14th and Pine Lake Road. Florio's Italian Restaurant provides a cozy, family-friendly setting where good food and good company come together. All you have to do is visit floriosne.com or call 402-423-5576 to make reservations or place takeout orders. We're back.
AG, is that grandbaby right there?
Yep. Wanna say hi? She just woke up.
She just looked at you.
They got better hair than all of us.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All righty, Raffy, get us rolling, my man. What you got today?
All right, everybody. Today's Raff's Good Take goes out to the 28 members of the Nebraska football team that went out a couple days back and painted the Habitat for Humanity house. Big props to Gus Felder. He's the guy that kind of sets up all that stuff. To the 28 guys, it wasn't exactly the coolest day to go out and paint a house. They went out and did that. Always cool to see Nebraska football going out and helping the community. So I just wanted to give my Raff's Good Take out to those 28 individuals that went out and did that. Super cool. And your Raff's Good Take.
There it is.
Raff, go ahead, AG. What you gonna say?
No. I was saying good job. Yeah, you got it.
I love it, man. I love it. The 80 Attitude Adjustments is sponsored by Integrated Life Choices. ILC is hiring for direct support professionals all over the state of Nebraska, full-time, part-time, days, evenings, and weekends. Help them ensure a meaningful life for the people you love and support, hoping to help them achieve their hopes and dreams. Apply at ilc.net/careers. Folks, Lincoln High, the city of Lincoln, in the world lost a good person in John McWilliams. John McWilliams was a Lincoln High grad. His brother, his father, his mom were beacons and pillars in the Lincoln community for years. In fact, a long-time Lincoln resident, remember Kendall McWilliams, who was his grandfather, was the pastor at Christ Temple Church for years and years, welcomed any and everybody there for years and years there over in the Malone community area. John was just a stellar dude, man. One that just had an attitude of love for everybody. And so definitely gone too soon. So the attitude adjustment is today, be like John. I mean, didn't have an enemy. The dude was just always welcoming, always just a kind, gentle heart, heck of an athlete, but just a good man, just a good man. So be like John. That's kind of the 80 attitude adjustment today. I've been thinking about him a lot. And it just doesn't seem right. He's gone like that fast, man. It seems like we've lost a lot of people, man. We've lost a lot. So be in the moment. And Nick, to your point, I mean, you guys have known us over the past year. You know, things that have happened in my life. I've just been trying to be more present. You know, that's why the walks going. Oh, I'll see the arcs later. Well, when's later? You don't know if you're going to get a chance back to see this thing again. You know, just being in the moment and living life to the fullest. But my condolences go out to the McWilliams family, his bride, his kids. Be in the moment, because those moments eventually come to an end. That's my moment. That's the 80 attitude adjustment.
There you go.
Awesome.
Gig them.
Hey, Nick, real quick, will that presser be online somewhere, you think?
Oh yeah, it's online.
They have their own network.
Yeah, Longhorn Network, exactly.
Yeah, they have their own network.
Not anymore. It's dead. Once the SEC, next week they didn't let them have it because they got SEC Network. So Longhorn Network.
11 o'clock Central Time is when that presser comes on?
11 a.m. Central Time. I think the website's like texassports.com or something like that. Yeah, it's on Twitter. It's going to be all over the place. But, gig them.
Nikki, I will be in the studio tomorrow. I get, Lord willing, and fingers crossed, there's no issues tonight. I'll be home. I'll be in the studio tomorrow morning, man.
Great,
so
man.
Hopefully all the air travel things have straightened themselves out by the time I get to the airport later tonight.
Well, it'll be great to see you tomorrow, hopefully. And Raff, I'll see you when I see you. And AG, same thing.
You want to see you, bro.
Take us away.
Bye.
All right, sweetie.
All right, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Be nice to each other, and we will talk to you tomorrow.